Let us solve an illustrative numerical. You can read the question from your screen. We are given with D. We are given with electric flux density D. And we are asked to find the total flux coming out of the region bounded by X from 1 to 3, Y from 0 to 1, and Z from -1 to 1. So this is our question. We are given with D and we are asked to find the total flux coming out of certain region. So first of all, my dear, let us visualize this region. Let us visualize this volume given in the question. It is given that the required region or the required volume is extending from 0 to 1 in Y direction, 1 to 3 in X direction, and from -1 to 1 in Z direction. That means, my dear, the required region or the required volume is bounded by the 6 surfaces or 6 planes. X equal to 1 and X equal to 3, Y equal to 0 and Y equal to 1, and Z equal to -1 and Z equal to +1. So the required region is bounded by these 6 planes, isn't it? X equal to 1 plane or X equal to 1 surface is like this, parallel to YZ plane present at X equal to 1. X equal to 3, once again parallel to YZ present at X equal to 3 as like this. Y equal to 0 is nothing but the XZ plane, and Y equal to 1 parallel to XZ plane present at Y equal to 1. Similarly, Z equal to -1 and Z equal to 1 planes are parallel to XY planes, as you can see from the figure. And our required volume or our required region is bounded by these 6 surfaces. Our required volume is falling within these 6 surfaces, isn't it? So this is our required region or this is our required volume. And according to the question, we want the total flux coming out of this region. So my dear, just recall the formula for electric flux. What is electric flux? It is the surface integration of D over the required surface, isn't it? For example, if this is the electric field having flux density D and this is the required surface for which we want electric flux, then we know that the electric flux passing through this surface is nothing but the surface integration of D over this required surface, isn't it? So in our case, we want the total flux coming out of certain region which is bounded by 6 surfaces. That means, my dear, I have to apply this flux formula 6 times, and then I have to add all these 6 fluxes to get my required final flux. Because in our question, the region is bounded by 6 surfaces, isn't it? So first of all, let us find the flux passing through the surface X equal to 1. Let us call it as psi 1. So consider the flux for X equal to 1 surface. Now my dear, you already know the formula for the flux. It is the surface integration of D over the required surface. That means to find the flux of the surface, you must know all the basics of surface integration. And we have seen each and every detail, isn't it? We know that for a standard surface, we have one coordinate constant and rest 2 are variables within certain range. Next, based on that, we write ds, differential surface, for solving the surface integration. My dear, I have also told you one shorthand technique to write ds from the dl. That is writing differential surface from the differential length, and then we put everything and solve that double integration. Surface integration is a double integration. isn't it? So all these basics we have covered in the surface integration lecture. So all these basics will be needed to solve this integration also. Our required surface is x equal to 1. That means x coordinate is constant at x equal to 1. So y and z, they must be variable within certain range. And we are given with their ranges also. In the question, their ranges are given as y is changing from 0 to 1 and z is changing from -1 to 1. So, my dear, these ranges are going to form the limits of our integration. Okay, so let us write ds or differential surface for this surface. My dear, to solve the surface integration, you have to write properly ds, differential surface. And we have seen in the basics how to write ds from the expression of dl. dl is nothing but the differential length. We have seen one shorthand technique, isn't it? So just remember dl properly. What is dl? What is differential length for Cartesian coordinate system? Our question is in Cartesian coordinate system. So what is dl for Cartesian? It is very simple. dx ax plus dy ay plus dz az. So for writing ds for the given surface from this dl, remember carefully what did I tell you there in the basics. For the given surface, one coordinate is constant. So skip that differential term. Just take the unit vector with plus minus sign. And for the surface, remaining two coordinates are variables. So take the product of those differential terms. For example, our surface is x equal to 1. That means x is constant. So skip dx. Don't consider dx. Just take its unit vector with plus minus sign. That means plus minus ax. And remaining two, y and z, take dy into dz. Take their product. So ds for x equal to 1 surface is dy dz plus minus ax. My dear, if you are finding this difficult to remember, I will strongly recommend you to go to the basic lectures. So the differential surface or ds vector for this surface x equal to 1 is dy dz plus ax or dy dz minus ax. Both are correct because we have seen that ds or differential surface is normal to its own surface, isn't it? So both are normal to its own surface. That means both are normal to x equal to 1. So my dear, which one should we take? Should we take dy dz plus ax? That means pointing in the direction of positive x. Or should we take dy dz minus x? That means pointing in the decreasing x direction. Which one should we take? So my dear, read the question carefully. We want total flux coming out of that region. The total flux emerging out of that volume. So the proper direction for our calculation of flux is coming out of that volume, coming out of that region. So my dear, now check out both the direction of ds. The required ds for this x equal to 1 surface will be this, because it is coming out of that region. It is coming out of that volume. So the ds differential surface vector for this surface x equal to 1 is dy dz minus ax. So let us assemble everything. We are finding the electric flux passing out through this surface x equal to 1 and we called it as psi 1. So it can be like this. D is already given in the question, and for this surface we have written ds vector or differential surface. And as we have discussed, for this surface y and z, they are variables. Y is variable within 0 to 1 and z is from -1 to 1. All these are things given in the question. So let us put everything together. You can see from your screen. My dear, we are finding the flux for surface x equal to 1. So x is going to be constant. So you can put x equal to 1 wherever it appears in the integration, isn't it? We can put, for solving this flux, we are solving the flux for x equal to 1 surface. So x is going to be constant at x equal to 1. So we can put wherever x is there, we can put x equal to 1. You can easily take the dot product, and my dear, while solving we can get variable separable form of this integration, which is very simple. You can easily solve it by taking variables separately and by putting their limits, and you can easily get the value of the electric flux passing through this surface, or psi1, as you can find on your screen. Now let us find the flux coming out of x equal to 3 surface. Let us call it as a psi2. Once again, most of the things will be same as that of x equal to 1 surface. Yes or no? So this is x equal to 3 surface. That means x equal to constant surface. So y and z, they will be variables. Y is once again between 0 to 1 and z between -1 to 1. So these are the limits of our y and z. Now ds, differential surface. Again, as this is x equal to constant surface, the differential surface ds vector will be dy dz plus ax or dy dz minus ax. So which one should we take, my dear? Plus ax or minus ax? For x equal to 1 surface, we have taken dy dz minus ax, because the logic is that we want the direction of flux coming outside of the region. So we want the direction of ds such that it is coming outside of that region, outside of that volume, coming out of that volume. So here the proper direction of ds will be as like this, coming out of this volume. That means in the increasing direction of x. That means ds will be dy dz plus ax, isn't it? So my dear, you can remember one conclusion over here. For x equal to 1 surface, we got ds vector as dy dz minus ax, and for x equal to 3 surface, we got ds vector as dy dz plus ax. For x equal to 1, ds is pointing along the decreasing x direction. For x equal to 3, ds vector is pointing along the increasing x direction. So I can say like this. The region is bounded by two surfaces, x equal to 1 surface and x equal to 3 surface. And for the flux coming out of this region, we got negative ax, that means direction along the decreasing x direction, for the ds of x equal to 1 surface, and we got the unit vector of ds as positive ax, that means pointing along the increasing x direction, for x equal to 3 surface. Yes or no? So my dear, you can remember this as a rule in any coordinate system. While pointing the ds, while writing the ds for the flux coming out of any region, coming out of any volume, then write the unit vector of ds negative for the surface having lesser coordinate value, while write the unit vector positive for the respective surface having greater coordinate value. We had two surfaces, x equal to 1, x equal to 3. For x equal to 1, we got minus ax. For x equal to 3, we got plus ax. Similarly, y equal to 0, y equal to 1. For y equal to 0, we will get minus negative vector. For y equal to 1, we will get plus unit vector, and likewise. So you can remember this as a rule for any coordinate system. So let us put every value together. One more thing, my dear. We are finding the flux coming out of x equal to 3 surface. For this surface, x is constant at x equal to 3. Only y and z, they are variables. So you can put x equal to 3 wherever it appears. You can put proper limits of y and z. Again, y is from 0 to 1, z is from -1 to 1. We can take dot product, and as we have solved for x equal to 1, Similarly, we can solve this for x equal to 3 surface, and we can find, of course we could get variable separable form of integration, and we can solve it to get the flux coming out of this surface and psi 2, as you can see from your screen. And on the similar lines, my dear, you can find the electric fluxes for all the surfaces for y equal to 0 and y equal to 1 surfaces. That means y equal to constant surfaces. X and Z will be variables. For those surfaces, X and Z will be variables. X will be variable from 1 to 3 and Z will be from -1 to 1. And for this y equal to constant surfaces, that means y equal to 0 and y equal to 1, ds vector will be dx dz plus ay or dx dz minus ay. We generally write ds using the shorthand technique from differential length from the dl, isn't it? So for y equal to constant surfaces, y equal to 0 and 1, we will have ds as dx dz plus ay or dx dz minus ay. And as we have just discussed, for y equal to 0, we will have dx dz minus ay, and for y equal to 1, we will have dx dz plus ay. Because we want the flux coming out of this volume, coming out of this region. So our proper direction for ds will be coming out of that volume, isn't it? So we can write it and we can solve the integrations to get the electric fluxes for y equal to 0 and y equal to 1 surfaces. Similarly, for z equal to -1 and z equal to +1, these are z equal to constant surfaces. Their ds will be dx dy plus az or minus az. And on the similar lines, you can form their integrations, and we can find all the fluxes, all the 6 fluxes, psi 1, psi 2, psi 3, psi 4, psi 5, psi 6. And we can add all those fluxes to get our resultant final flux coming out of this region, as you can see from your screen. Now let us solve this same question using Gauss law. My dear, you know that if we are given with a closed surface or a region volume bounded by the closed surface, then we can find the total flux coming out of that closed surface by using Gauss law. It is very simple. The total flux coming out of any closed surface is equal to the charge enclosed by that closed surface, isn't it? So the given region or given volume in the question is like this, parallelepiped. So my dear, 100% this is a closed surface. You know that the outer surface of any 3D object is a closed surface because it is having both volume as well as surface area. And any 3D object, the surface of any 3D object is a closed surface. So in our question, we are given with this region, the region inside this parallelepiped, and this parallelepiped is 100% a closed surface. So 100% you can use a Gauss law. Am I right? And you know, my dear, what is the best part of using Gauss law for finding the flux? Because you will get the answer in just one step. In the previous method, you had to apply the flux formula 6 times, and then you had to add all those fluxes to get the final flux. Am I right? But in this case, by using Gauss law, you will consider entire closed surface, which is formed by all the 6 surfaces. You will consider entire closed surface in one shot, and hence you will get the flux in on one step only. One more. In the previous method, in the basic definition of flux, you have to use the surface integration, which involves the differential surfaces. That means vectors. You have to show those vectors properly. But here, you will find the total charge enclosed within the volume using volume integration of rho v dv. Volume integration. That means this method involves volume integration. And volume means no directions, no vectors. Am I right? So, this method is going to be useful for finding the total flux coming out of any closed surface. But yes, this Gauss law can be used only for the closed surfaces. You cannot use Gauss law to find the flux coming out of normal planar surfaces. In that case, you have to use normal definition as we have seen in the method 1. So our required electric flux that is coming out of the closed surface or that is coming out of the given region, given volume, is nothing but the charge enclosed by that region or charge enclosed by this parallelepiped. That is nothing but volume integration of rho v dv, where rho v is the volume charge density inside that parallelepiped. But my dear, we are not given with the rho v. We are not given with the volume charge density in the question. Rather, we are given with D. We are given with electric flux density. So once again, my dear, recall the intermediate steps of the Gauss law, or particularly recall the point form of the Gauss law. What is rho v? What is volume charge density? It is the divergence of D. Rho v equal to del dot D, isn't it? So let us get the rho v first by taking divergence of electric flux density. You must be knowing the formula. You have to know the formula we have seen in the basics. So take proper respective derivatives of D to get the divergence of D, and hence rho v, as you can see from your screen. So let us put it into the required formula. My dear, Gauss law is total flux coming out of any closed surface is equal to the charge enclosed by that closed surface, charge enclosed within the volume of that closed surface. That means volume integration of rho v over that required volume. So we can put rho v. We have just calculated rho v, volume charge density. So we can put rho v. And my dear, recall the concepts of volume integration. We have seen in the basics each and every concept related to volume integration. Volume integration is a triple integration where all the variables are changing. All three variables are changing. That means all three variables will have limits of the integration. And dv, differential volume, for the Cartesian coordinate system, dv will be dx dy dz. Isn't it? We have seen in the basics of volume integration. So we can put everything together. We can put rho v, proper limits of x, y and z, proper dv. We will get the triple integration, which could be solved by the method of variable separable form. Most of the time we get integration in variable separable forms. So we can easily solve using your mathematical concepts, and you can easily get the total charge enclosed by this volume, the total charge enclosed by this given parallelepiped. And hence, according to Gauss law, this is the total flux coming out of the given region.